It's 2050 and the climate disasters seen at the beginning of 2020 in Australia have only continued and worsened. How will we protect ourselves if this is the future of our climate? In particular, I chose to focus on retaining the ability to breathe in an environment and atmosphere that would be filled with unbreathable, toxic fire smoke. For the first iteration of this design project, I researched and brainstormed upcoming technology and how we could integrate this into current and new forms of weather protection. One particular realm that fascinated me was the proximity of technology, which led me to design the breather. The breather is a discreet, fashionable device that filters impurities out of the air the user breathes, whilst being unnoticeable from outside of the body, taking the form of a mouthpiece and a nosepiece. For the second iteration of the design, I first reflected on the issues that the original design had. One main feature that it lacked was the ability for users to communicate, as users' speech would be muffled when the mouthguard was in place. Later, when focusing on experiential design, I decided it would be interesting to look into how the intended future user would feel using the design and how this could be changed. From here, I then brainstormed different intended user experiences and how this could change the type of device created. With this aim in mind, I chose to diverge from my previous goals of discrete wearable designs to something more bold. Through multiple rounds of brainstorming, I decided to focus on creating facial jewelry that could be used as protection. At this stage, I realized that I had been approaching the critical aspect of the design wrong and had been designing purely for the future intended user, rather than considering the thought-provoking impact the design could have on a current viewer. Because of this, I delved into what the possible social, societal, and economic impacts the climate disaster could cause would be. A dystopian future that I believe could be very possible is one of great economic class divide, which would then be reflected on the public's access to air protection. Like currently seen in the coronavirus situation, many have spoken out about how healthcare and testing are unattainable for those who are less fortunate and are for the privileged only. I believe this would be reflected in the future. For my final design and poster, I decided to focus on the uncomfortable, communication blocking, and dehumanizing designs of air ventilation and protection that would be provided to the less fortunate socioeconomic groups. I hope that my final design evokes a sense of discomfort in viewers and makes viewers question the impacts that the climate disaster will have on their lives and society.